Before we begin, if you have not watched the first chapter, then to fully understand the story, please watch the first part, Pre-Independence Era Chapter 1, by clicking on the link provided in the description. So in the pre-independence era, we have seen that Kalimpong was a small village and was inhabited by three tribes, Lepchas, Bhutias and Limbus, and was under Sikkim for a brief period. Then the British arrived, and after so many treaties, Kalimpong came under British Raj. An initiative of the Western education system and opening the place for trade landed many people in Kalimpong from nearby areas and also from Tibet. Slowly, Kalimpong became a prosperous town, and then gradually population grew in size and the town became home to people from different ethnicities and culture living in harmony and peace for years. And by 1907, the town had transformed into a bustling community by Nepalis, Lepchas, Tibetans, Muslims and the Anglo-Indians. Its population was officially recorded at 7,880 in 1911, and in 1916 it was declared a subdivision. And today we will learn about Kalimpong's story after India became independent. So welcome back to Nepali Vibes. Today the story is about Kalimpong, the town that has been reborn. Post-Independence Era Chapter 2.
At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
After India's independence in 1947, it became a part of West Bengal, and then the Darjeeling district was created with Kalimpong as one of its subdivisions. Also, Sikkim became a special protectorate status, with India managing its defense and foreign affairs. Following China's annexation of Tibet in 1959, China closed the passes into Sikkim used by Tibetan refugees. But still, many Buddhist monks managed to flee into Kalimpong and established monasteries, bringing with them rare Buddhist scriptures. However, the town's economy suffered due to the closure of the Jelepla Pass and Nathula Pass after the Sino-Indian War in 1962. And then in the year 1975, Sikkim became a part of India. In 1976, during a visit by the Dalai Lama, the consecration of the Zang Do Pardi Phodang, also known as Durpin Gupta, a monastery took place, which now houses many valuable scriptures brought by the fleeing monks. Anyways, post-subdivision, the town continued to develop with the ever-growing population, with an increase in trade, and it became a trade center and a hub of education and tourism. Several schools, colleges and hotels were established in the area, therefore creating several job opportunities too. From 1986 to 1988, there was a surge in demand for a separate Gorkhaland state, leading to riots between the Gorkha National Liberation Front and the West Bengal government. Led by the Gorkha National Liberation Front, GNLF, protest turned violent with clashes between GNLF activists and the police. The conflict resulted in an infamous 40-day strike and the town being under siege, with the Indian Army being called in to restore order. In 1988, an agreement was reached to establish the semi-autonomous Darjeeling Gorkha Hill Council, which brought an end to the violence. However, the demand for a separate Gorkhaland state remains an ever-growing issue in the region. Kalimpong from 2000s. Nathula Pass was closed for over 4 decades but reopened in 2006 for trade and pilgrimage. The event marked a milestone in bilateral relations, promoting economic and cultural ties. The reopening facilitated trade and provided a shorter route for the transportation of goods, and was seen as a gesture of goodwill and cooperation between the two countries, and proved to be a huge benefit to Kalimpong town as it boosted its economy. After the DGHC era in the year 2007, the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha was formed in Darjeeling district to demand a separate state of Gorkhaland within India. The formation of the GJAM was a result of the dissatisfaction among the people of the Darjeeling Hills with the West Bengal government's failure to address the demands for greater autonomy and separate statehood. For a brief period between 2010 and 2011, as part of their agitation for a separate state of Gorkhaland, Gorkha Janmukti Morcha implemented a number of measures in Kalimpong, such as shutting down government offices and schools as part of the non-cooperation movement against the West Bengal government. The GJM also established a parallel administrative system in Kalimpong with their own appointed officials and governing council. However, their rule was marked by allegations of corruption and despotism, with reports of violence and intimidation against those who opposed them. The GJM's control over Kalimpong was short-lived, as the West Bengal government ultimately regained control of the town after a period of political unrest and violence. And eventually, after all the unrest, chaos and commotion, then came the year 2017, when the long-awaited dream of the people was fulfilled, when Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, announced Kalimpong as a separate and the 21st district of West Bengal in response to the long-standing demands of the people on February 14, 2017. The declaration of Kalimpong as a new district brought extreme happiness to the locals who had been eagerly waiting for this news. People came out in large numbers to celebrate this significant milestone in the town's journey. Kalimpong now. Kalimpong may have been reborn as the 21st district of West Bengal, but lots of things are yet to be changed. However, the prominent changes as per the All India Trinamool Congress website are health, one fair price medicine shop, one fair price diagnostic center, free beds, one SNSU, which stands for Sick Newborn Stabilization Unit, and one HDU, and that stands for High Dependency Unit, has been initiated. Scholarships. More than 11,000 students under Kanya Shri, more than 5,000 under Shiksha Shri. Higher education. 2 government degree colleges, 2 ITIs and 1 polytechnic college. 100 days work, more than 58 lakh man days created. Housing, about 2,800 people benefited from housing schemes, including rural housing. Industry, 1 industrial park, 6 MSME clusters, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise. 1 IT park, bank loans worth ₹50 crore given for small-scale industry. Self-employment, 1,700 self-help groups under Ananda Dhara and 140 projects under Swami Vivekananda Swannirbhar Karmasuchi Prakalpa. Roads and bridges, 350 kilometers of roads built, repaired, widened and ongoing. Tourism, 8 tourist cottages built within the compound of the tourist lodge. Morgan House, Cultural Tourism Center in Kalimpong, 1 block being set up. Development boards, 16 development boards were created for 16 communities in the district for the community's social development and cultural well-being. Samajik Suraksha Yojana, 10,000 unorganized laborers enlisted. Karma Tirtha, 6 Karma Tirthas built, which is a scheme to strike a synergy between available natural resources and the availability of a skilled workforce moving towards sustainable entrepreneurship. Sports. Himal Terai Duars Sports Festival is held every year with a lot of enthusiasm. Although the above source may claim that these changes have occurred in Kalimpong district, Nepali vibes to remain skeptical until reliable evidence confirms these claims. And who else can be better but the local residents? So all those who hail from Kalimpong, the comment section is yours. The change of Kalimpong becoming a district has potentially positive and negative impacts on the local community. People may have mixed feelings about the new status, and it is important to address their concerns and grievances. It is not uncommon for some individuals to voice complaints or concerns about changes in their community, whether or not they are directly affected by those changes. It is important to listen to these concerns and understand where they are coming from. Some people may have legitimate grievances or feel that their voices are not being heard. However, it is also important to recognize that complaining without taking action to address the issues can be counterproductive. If people have concerns about the changes in Kalimpong, they should try to work together to find solutions or advocate for their needs. This could involve reaching out to the local leaders or organizations and participating in community meetings or events. There have been some improvements in the region since Kalimpong became a separate district. For example, the government has set up a new administrative system which has made it easier for people to access government services and reduce the frequency of going to Darjeeling for any official work. Additionally, the government has announced several development projects for the region, including the construction of new roads and the establishment of new educational institutions. Despite these positive developments, there are still several areas where the government's promises have not been fulfilled. For instance, the region is still facing a severe shortage of water and electricity, and the garbage disposal chaos remains the same as before. The healthcare system is also in dire need of improvement, with many people in the region lacking access to even basic healthcare facilities, and also there has been no significant change in the conditions of the roads too. Furthermore, the government's promise to create new job opportunities for the people of Kalimpong has not materialized as expected. Unemployment continues to be a major issue in the region, with many young people struggling to find work. It is important that the government takes concrete steps to address the challenges facing the region and ensure that the people of Kalimpong are able to enjoy the benefits of the new district status. However, despite so many hurdles and setbacks, the town has managed to sustain itself through education, tourism and agriculture, while still retaining its tranquil lifestyle. Traditional arts and craft, ginger production, and exports of cheese, noodles, lollipops and handicrafts also contribute to the town's development. Kalimpong has several popular tourist attractions. Some of the top places to visit are Zangdog Pardifodang Monastery. However, locally it is known as Durpin Monastery, Delo Hill, Durpin Dada, Pineview Nursery, Cactus Nursery, Mangal Temple, Kalimpong Arts and Crafts Center, Thomsa Gumpa, Kalimpong Science Center, Galinka Viewpoint, Lepcha Museum, Tamang Gumpa and Pudung Farm. Kalimpong is also famous for celebrating Independence Day with great zeal. The town is adorned with flags and schools participate in a dedicated parade. Students showcase patriotism through cultural programs. The public shows enthusiasm during the flag hoisting and national anthem. It's a day of pride, unity and belonging. Kalimpong's Independence Day celebration reflects the patriotic spirit of the people. Also, the Independence Day is the much awaited day for football fans, as a highly anticipated tournament reaches its final match at the renowned Mela ground. Though the tale of Kalimpong throughout its period of pre-independence and post-independence video has come to an end, but not the journey of Kalimpong. It has just started. In conclusion, for a better future, this 21st district has all the natural beauty and potential to be a thriving hub of tourism, education and business. The town of Kalimpong has come a long way since its troubled past. However, as the locals and government officials alike agree, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done to make it a better place to live and work. Better roads, healthcare, education and job opportunities are needed to attract more businesses and tourists, with concerted efforts to improve the district's infrastructure and quality of life. The future of this beautiful town can be bright and prosperous, ensuring that the town's growth is sustainable and benefits everyone who calls Kalimpong their home. In case we missed any details in either sections, we would appreciate your feedback and suggestions. If you found this initiative worthwhile, we would be grateful if you could give us a thumbs up, share both the parts with the loved ones, and if you are visiting us for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel, because it takes a great effort to make these kinds of videos. However, your support will really encourage us to produce better contents in the future. Thank you for watching and see you next time.